the title of this episode is "Get a Bigger Boat." Okay.
Yeah.
Which I immediately thought of Jaws when I heard that. I think it's in Jaws when he's like, "We're gonna need a bigger boat" or something like that.
Yes.
So,
yes, and that's exactly what you were supposed to think of.
Okay, good. Right
Yeah.
on. It's a great movie. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's not so fun when you're watching it on the water.
Oh yeah,
like
people
I have.
do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did. I was that person.
You did?
I was a kid. I mean, I was like, I don't know, 11, 12 years old. And there was this island I was at the lake, this island that they showed movies on. So people would go out there on their boats, their jet skis. Well, I went out there on a jet ski and they were like, we're watching Jaws. And being that I'd never seen it, I was like, yeah, Jaws. And so we go out to the island and I'm on this jet ski and it gets darker and darker and darker. And the movie's so cheesy. It's absolutely so cheesy. But you're sitting there on the jet ski and all of a sudden water starts hitting the sea-doo that you're on and starts hitting your foot and you're like, what was that? What was that? And so I am that person that did that. So I don't recommend that to anyone.
I actually have kind of a quick funny story too. We went like a ski biscuit. It's like an inner tube, you ride on it, gets pulled by a boat. And the day before, my brother and I had watched a Jaws movie of some kind. I was probably like 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was freaked out. And so we got into the water and it's deep and it's on this big lake. And my uncle is trying to flip me because he's driving the boat. Yeah. He's trying to flip me and I will not let go. And so he flips me and I am holding on to this thing for dear life. And I'm just spinning like this. And then I started to feel my swimming trunks go down to my ankles. And then I had to let go because I didn't want to be naked. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, I guess I'm getting eaten by Jaws. Here we go. Yeah. So.
Well, I hope that everybody has started this episode off with just a good laugh today. I hope this is what you get for having a live broadcast. Yep. It's not pre-recorded. Yep, nothing gets edited out.
Yep. Yeah. So, okay. So let's get into it. What do you mean by get a bigger boat? Like how did this message come about? Let's just get into it.
Okay. So, and I was really asking the Lord what to talk about, and which was why I was like a day late getting my notes in, because I was like, if I don't have anything to say, I have nothing to send in. And the Lord just began speaking to me. Well, my sister said something to me. Now that you all know, I was in the hospital. I spent a lot of time. It's been a long road. I feel like 2022 was just kind of a crash landing into a new year. It was just like, and I was suffering the repercussions of that crash landing. But she said something to me when I went into the hospital, and she said, you didn't wait until it started to rain to build your boat. And that phrase stuck with me. And I began thinking, how many people and how many times do we not build our boat before it ever starts raining? Where we wait till it rains. We're like, oh no, we gotta get this boat built. We gotta float up on the water. And too many times, see, Noah built the boat before it started to rain. People thought he was crazy. People thought he had lost his mind. But he had heard the Lord, so he started building the ark. He started doing what God told him to do. And it seemed like this man was nuts until it started to rain. And then when it started to rain and the floods started rising, and him and his family and those animals were the only people that were saved. After that, nobody really thought he was too crazy anymore. Mm-hmm. So I began to think about that, and then the phrase from Jaws hit me that said, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." And I kept hearing that, we're gonna need a bigger boat. You're gonna need a bigger boat. Whatever it applies to, mm-hmm. And I started dwelling on that phrase, and I said, you can't afford during this time to be riding around in a tiny little single engine boat right now.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a bigger boat during this time. See, in the movie Jaws, Jaws is a devourer. That's all he is. That's all he's not like a shark that's been like hurt in his past and he's, operating out of his feelings. Like he just swims around and kills anything in sight. And that's not actually the way sharks really are. They don't just go around killing people, But in the movie, this particular shark had a vendetta against any human being, and he would just eat whoever he could, and that's what the whole series was about, the whole Jaws series. And so I began thinking, during this time, there's a devourer swimming around. The scripture says that he roams about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same. The scripture uses a lion, but anything that just comes after killing, destroying, anything, that's a devourer. And right now, there's a devourer on the loose. I've already dealt with it this year. I've faced this devourer head on, face to face. It's coming, seeking whom he may devour, or what part of your life he can devour. So if you're on this sea, these waters, these oceans that we're going, that we're on right now, and it seems like we're trying to get this boat turned. We're trying to just stay afloat, really, keep our head above water. And you've got this devourer swimming through, you're going to need a bigger boat to protect you during this time. Because when that devourer comes and he sees you just on a little fishing boat, he can absolutely open his mouth and crush it. But if you're on a bigger boat, he's going to find it a lot harder to get to you. And what I mean by all of that is you do not need to wait until disaster strikes, until a challenge comes up in your life, until you're facing something you thought you may have never faced before, to start quoting scripture and speaking into your life and building your ark and protecting yourself. Start doing declarations, different things. You don't need to wait till all of that strikes to go, oh God, where's my Bible? Where's my Bible? Hey, go get the Bible off the nightstand. No, it's the one that's under dust over there. Get that one. You don't need to wait till it happens to then go to the Word. Mm-hmm. And that brings me to my scripture that I said here. I said Proverbs 18:14 says the spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity, but a wounded spirit who can bear? Now, that's the King James Version. The Message translation says, a healthy spirit conquers adversity. But what can you do when the spirit is crushed?